Hey everybody, Marty Henderson here at the Diamond H for Anderson Tractor Sales in Carthage, Texas. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to properly clean the radiator screen out and the screens on the hood so the engine and the radiator can get proper airflow to keep the engine at the optimum temperature. It's very simple, but there are a couple of hints I want to give you to make life easier for you when you perform this task. So let's get to it. There's a couple of tools that you can use to make this job a little faster and easier, and you may want to carry some of these with you in the field so you can do field cleaning while you're out cutting brush or grass or whatever it is, because in the dry summertime it doesn't take very long for those grass particles to get clogged up in either the tractor grill around the hood or the actual radiator screen in front of the radiator. This is just a common cordless blower. This particular one came from Harbor Freight. You can find them everywhere. This one in particular will blow over 200 miles an hour of wind speed, and it has a flexible nozzle so you have less chance of denting something or messing up something while you're trying to clean. I like this a lot. Sometimes I carry this on the tractor with me. Most of the time, if we're out in the field doing a lot of cutting, we have a support vehicle, which is a UTV, with us with extra fuel and some tools and tools like this. The next thing I want to show you is a very low cost tool, and that is a workbench brush. You can find these at the hardware store. These are less than 10 bucks a piece. You can stick them behind your tractor seat or beside it or wherever and keep it out of your floorboard. This comes in real handy. It's got, it's just a common workbench brush for sawdust and whatever, but it works excellent on grass particles that's caught in your screen. So that's another option. The third option is one that you probably won't take in the field at all, but these are, sometimes they're called radiator genies. I just call them flushers. There's one that's air powered. Connect this to your air hose at your shop, and it has an adjustable nozzle on the end of it. These are very common. I will put a link to these in for Amazon down in the description if you care to take a look at them. These work really good. You need to be careful to keep your air pressure down around 50 to 60 psi so you don't end up bending the vanes. You have to be real careful when you're using compressed air or high pressure water, because you can bend those vanes in the radiator and the air conditioner condenser if you have a cab tractor with AC and heat. So just be real careful. You can back blow this from the back side first to break out all the particles, and this comes in really, really handy. The next one hooks up to the water hose, and it basically does the exact same thing. It also has adjustable nozzle, but be careful and don't bend those fins, those cooling fins. Both of these work the same. One is air powered, one of them is water powered. The next thing I want to do is demonstrate actually taking out the radiator screen. I want to preface this to say, if you have a cab tractor with an air conditioner condenser, you're going to have two of these, one in front of the radiator, and just in front of the radiator will be the air conditioner condenser, and there should be another screen in front of that AC condenser. Both of these can get clogged up fairly fast depending on your conditions. On the TYM T474, the thumb screw is on the, if you're sitting in the seat of the tractor, it's on your right hand side, a little black triangular knob. You will unscrew that all the way out and be careful not to lose it. I try to set it on top of my front tire. Another tidbit I need to mention while we're at this stage is, before you turn the tractor off and raise the hood, turn your front wheels all the way to the right. If you leave your tractor front wheels straight, this screen is going to get it's going to hit the front inside of the front tire, and you won't be able to pull the screen all the way out. So do yourself a favor and go ahead and turn your wheels all the way to the right on a TYM T474 and a lot of other models. It just depends on where your thumb screw is that holds that screen on. And then just slide it out all the way. This one is fairly clean because I keep a good check on it. It needs a little brushing. Once you have the screen out, you need to take a look at your actual radiator. It looks like I need to get my water wand out because I have a little bit of dust that's stuck to the fins. I'll take care of that off camera. I don't have time today while we're trying to do this video. But basically, you take your radiator screen out, clean it off, set it aside, and inspect your radiator. You can either take a light brush and reach in there and gently brush it off, or you can take your cordless blower, leaf blower, and blow it out one side or the other. Once you have that done, you slide the screen back in just like it came out, and there are slots. It fits in a slot, upper and lower, and just slide that rascal back in there and make sure you put your thumb screw back in and don't strip it. Tighten your thumb screw all the way back down tight so it won't rattle and make you think you have a problem somewhere else. If you don't get this tight enough, it can back itself out and you'll lose it. Possibly. I have never lost this one. And one more time at a little bit different angle. This is your thumb screw here that holds your screen. This is your screen right here. It holds your screen in there in front of the radiator. Again, if you have a cab tractor with heat and AC, your condenser is going to be sitting right about in this area. You can see there's already a mount here for the thumb screw. Not thumb screw, but the mount for the condenser is right there. It bolts up here and on the other side and fits up underneath here. And it will have a screen too. Okay, we're going to move over to a TYM T4058, and I'll show you the differences. There is some slight differences how you go about that on that one. So let me get my cameras reconfigured and I'll be right back. Okay, that little tip I gave you about turning your wheel all the way to one side on the T4058, you will turn your wheels all the way to your left because the thumb screw is on your left-hand side sitting in the seat looking forward. This has a small wing nut on it instead of a thumb screw, and it's a little bit easier to drop. But I put that in the front tray next to the battery, and then you slide your radiator screen out. If you don't have your tires turned all the way to the left, you're going to hit that screen on the inside of that tire and you'll never get it all the way out. With it turned, it comes out real easy. This one's fairly clean too. I just cleaned this not too long ago. But again, it's winter time. It's not real dusty. It's not any grass flying around every which kind of way. I'm going to take my blower and knock out that little junk down there on the bottom while I have that screen out so I don't have to redo that. All right, we nipped that problem in the bud. Once you have your radiator screen, the pre-screen cleaned all out and everything, you can put it back where it goes. And it also has a slot in the lower portion and the upper portion. And it just slides right back in. And then you put your wing nut stud in there and tighten it back down. Okay, a couple of things I wanted to show you You can either clean this before you raise the hood or afterwards. I usually do it beforehand because that's the first thing you come up to when you're fixing to clean it up is the hood's already down and it's probably got debris on the intakes. This T4058 has a lot more air intake than the previous model it replaced. It has a lot larger side intakes that basically both sides get sucked in right in front of the radiator. And on top, there is a very large section that air filtration comes in from the very top, also from the front portion. This also helps the AC condenser. If you have a cab T4058, this boosts the airflow into the AC condenser. The front of the hood is basically nothing but an air intake from the very top of the grill to the very bottom where the frame meets the bottom rail. This entire front grill is an air intake. This can go, I know this from experience, this can go a very long time and you get a little bit of debris down here where it's sucking in on the bottom. This can get completely covered up down here and there is still plenty of adequate airflow all up here on top and down the sides of the hood. That's an excellent engineering design to keep these big tractors from overheating, because they virtually have airflow unless you just totally lose your mind and stop paying attention to what's going on. Now, I will add that you need to stop and check your intakes periodically, and that's all up to you and depending on your conditions. If you're out in a very dry field with real tall grass and it just running through there, cutting it, and it's little things just keep popping off the top of the grass and just getting sucked into here, well, then you need to stop more often. I generally stop and check it as soon as my coolant temperature raises about 4 degrees. I will just stop whatever I'm doing, get off, clean the intakes, and be on my merry way. Depending on conditions, that may be every 30 minutes and that may be every hour. It's different for everyone. I hope this video was informative, and give Anderson Tractor Sales in Carthage, Texas a call for any of your outdoor needs, not just tractors, but lawnmowers, lawn equipment. If you need it, they have it or can get it. Thank you very much.